Hello and bonjour. I'm Julia Browne of Walking the Spirit Tours. Welcome to Josephine Baker's Paris. We are standing in Montparnasse again for the second time on this series, but this time we're standing close to the Montparnasse train station and the Montparnasse Tower, which is the tallest building inside Paris. And we're standing here because of this sign right here that was erected in the year 2001. Let me tell you what it says on it. It says she was the artist of music hall, but it also says she was a sub-lieutenant in the Free French Forces. So I want to start with that piece about the Free French Forces. Many people know or have heard that she was a spy. That means that Josephine Baker has gone from being a celebrity, a diva, a good time girl, a fashionista, and by joining the Free French Forces, she becomes a contributor to the French society in a different way, in a deeper way, in a way that englobes her into what is being French, and she embodies that French citizenship. So let me take you a little bit back on that. When Josephine Baker had been in New York, or in the States in the late 1930s, she came back very disillusioned from the treatment she had got there, and she asked the French government, what can I do to help? Because the war was coming. So they said to her, you've got a chateau in the south of France that she was renting, and we can capture German messages. But even before getting to that point, Josephine, like many other celebrities, were hired on as intel gatherers. So when they went to parties, to soirees, to parties with Germans, they listened for messages and they would pass those on to the Allies. So that's where the spy piece comes in. And yes, so she also smuggled people through her chateau and took them, and they got out of France, and she too traveled, and she smuggled information in her clothing. And you know, when you go through customs, they're not going to ask Josephine Baker to take her clothes off so they could check her inside, so she could smuggle things in quite easily. So she went through North Africa, but it was in North Africa that she learned that she couldn't have children, unfortunately, and that was one of her wishes. So what she did, what she went on to do, was to adopt 12 children of different nationalities and realize a dream of creating a brotherhood of children of all different nationalities and religions to prove that people of different religions, different nationalities could come together. And in doing that, she embodied the French belief and ideal of brotherhood. So that was down in the south of France, but that is what a part of that endears her to the French, not only to the French public, to the French military, to the French government. And that's one of the reasons why she's being interred in the Pantheon at the end of November. Now, why are we standing on this spot in particular and in Montparnasse? Just up the street, Rue de la Gaieté, just half a block up here, you turn right, there's a theater called the Bobino Theater. And that's where Josephine performed her last show. She had such amazing vitality that even at 69, she launched a whole new show, went out on stage, but unfortunately, she died in her sleep in April the 12th, 1975. But like we say, she died with her boots on. So that's just up the street here. And when her funeral took place on April 15th, just 3 days later, 20,000 fans followed that funeral procession all the way up to the center of the city to Madeleine Square. But I always tell people, don't cry for Josephine, because that honor that she's getting at the Pantheon, it's her star keeps rising even after her death.